Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I would like to say thank you for coming to my YouTube channel. Let me introduce myself. My name is Arlenta Riani Diputri. I am from Management Class 22A with NPM 224111041. Okay, my friend, in this presentation, we will discuss about risk and return. Okay, let's get started to the material. Risk and return. Definition: risiko or risk. Risk is the probability on a event occurring to the could affect the achievement of an energy goals. So, risk is a situation that is uncertain and there is an element of danger, outcome, or consequence that could occur due to the ongoing process or future event. All individual can organization activity definitely contain risk because they contain an element of uncertainty. This risk can also because there is not or lack of information about things that will happen in the future. What here they are beneficial or they're detrimental. In the Big Indonesian Destination or KBBI, risk in a unpleasant consequence or harmful, dangerous of an act or action. Definition: return. Return is the money earned or lost from investment activities over a period of time. Simply put, return in the profit that investors get from their investment activities. The return obtained can be represented in the form of monetary value or can also be in the form of a percentage obtained in a certain time period. The return that investors get are not always in the positive direction, but can also move in a negative direction. Return that move in a negative direction means that the invest capital experiencing lose. For the reason, a fairly common experience in the world of investment is high risk, high return, which means that when the investment risk is higher, the higher the potential rate of return that an investor will get. Definition: risk and return. Risk can be said to the an opportunity for loss of author. In terms of investment, the loss is a loss of money. Risk means the possibility of an unstable outcome occurring or the opposite of the desired one. Meanwhile, the rate of return is the profit that will be obtained or can be interpreted as compensation. In the case of investment, that compensation is obtained for inflation or an increase in the price of goods. The relationship between risk and return is as follows. First, it is linear of underdirectional. Second, the higher the rate of return, the higher the risk. Third, the greater that asset we place in investment decision, the greater the risk arising from the investment. And the last is linear conditions are only possible in not markets. Next is investment risk. Investment risk a condition where investors have the opportunity to experience loss to the investment activity they undertake. In other words, the return obtained are not the accordance with that we previously expected. Usually, the risk of a product is directly proportional to its return. Type of investment risk. thematic risk or systematic risk. Systematic risk is a type of external risk that cannot be avoided or controlled. This type can affect all effect and cannot be eliminated by diversification. First, interest rate risk. Interest rate risk is the risk that arises to the an increase in interest rate. Even though interest rate interest investment profit and the value of interest bearing bonds will experience a significant decrease and vice versa. Inflation risk, or following is included in systematic risk purchasing power risk in the risk that arises to the inflation. As a result, the cash value of an investment today will not have much value in the future. That has the potential to reduce people purchasing power due to rising price of goods. Currency exchange rate risk or forex. Currency exchange rate risk in a type of investment rate that occurs to the change in foreign exchange rate. This will make the confirmation value of foreign currency to rupiah no match expectation experiently in the value falls. Commodity risk in the risk that arises to the change in the price of certain commodities. Usually that is influenced by other risk factors. Cause of price fluctuation or supply and demand. And 5. Country risk or political risk in the risk that arises to the change in a country legal regulation. As a result, yet and decrease or even disappear. Type of investment risk: unsystematic risk or unsystematic risk. The risk can be avoided or controlled in the form of an investment portfolio or diversification. The following include in unsystematic risks. Liquidity risk, the risk that arises to the definitive providing can with a certain period of time. Usually, this happens when one party cannot sell its asset because there are few interest parties or they are unable to meet with other parties. Reinvestment risk or reinvestment risk in the risk that arises when income from an investment asset requires investor to reinvest it. It is very likely that the returns will be lower with reinvesting. Business risk business. A type of investment risk that closely relates to the business of the company in which a person invests. That why it is very important for investor know the company profile in deep on of which is taught with here. Expected return. Expected return is the estimated amount of profit or loss the investor can anticipate from their investment activities. The figure was obtained after analyzing historical data on the rate of return on investasi atau ROR of an asset. How to calculate expected return? Expected return is a risk mean free rate plus risk premium. Informationnya, expected return is the expected level of return Risk-free rate is the rate of return of investment instrument that is almost rate-free, such as the interest rate and deposit of government bonds. The component consists of estimates of the inflation rate and the rate of return on risk-free securities. The last is risk premium is the estimate level of risk of an investment. The equation above show that if the estimate risk of an asset increase, the expense return value will also increase. Thus, order of risk asset we get higher return and compensation for the investor willingness to bear extra risks. That's all my explanation. Sorry there are any wrong words. See you in the next video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And with us, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.